Welcome to the Back 9 Six-Pack with Mitch and Justin. Let's roll.
Hello and welcome to episode 80 of the Back 9 Six-Pack. My name is Mitch, joined as always by my esteemed colleague Justin. How many times have you moved in your life?
3? No, well...
I mean, not counting like getting out of your parents' house, but like...
In college and stuff, I mean...
I wouldn't even count that. I would say like adulthood.
Oh, 3.
3 times.
Yeah,
okay.
so we moved from our apartment to our first house to second house to third house. The third house move, I remember vividly saying to my wife that they're going to pull me out of this house in a body bag. Because I am going nowhere after this move.
How many kids did you guys have at that point?
We had 2.
Okay.
Yeah, we thought moving with one kid was hard, which was like between our first and second house. We're like, this is so hard. The next move after that with 2 kids was extremely hard.
Yeah, we've only done it the one time, and I made the mistake of, we'll hire the movers to do the big stuff. We can do the rest.
No.
And then you take like 30 truck trips back and forth.
It's the small stuff that sucks.
Honestly, yeah.
The big stuff is easy.
Yeah.
It's the easiest stuff. There's less of it.
That's true. It's very true.
We didn't hire a mover the first 2 times. The last time we did, and so our closing got pushed back because the people were getting relocated, and their relocation company pushed their move back.
Oh God!
And like dummies, and me just being a nice person, was like, that's totally fine. Well, the moving company couldn't accommodate until after we got back from vacation.
Yeah. And
our moving company sucked. I'll flat out say it. They sucked. But they moved everything, which was nice. It is. It was like they moved every box.
Yeah.
They didn't unpack, but they, hey, this goes upstairs, this goes downstairs.
Right.
It was nice. I don't know how people do it any other way. I don't know how we did it any other way.
Yeah, so I asked because shout out to my buddy Tyler in Tampa is no longer in Tampa.
No.
They've returned home.
He's still going to be that, though.
But he's still going to have that name for sure. I helped him unload their U-Haul that was basically just like a semi full of all of their shit and some of his parents' shit into a storage unit today because he doesn't have a place yet.
No.
So they're going to have to then move it from there to wherever they end up buying a house or whatever.
And that's the worst thing because that's what happened to us when they pushed back the closing or whatever. We had to move all of our stuff from our house to the storage unit, from the storage unit to the house, which was just an utter disaster.
The 2-for-1 move is not the play.
Disaster. We had a snowblower like leak oil onto a couch. Like it was just a disaster. Ugh. Just an absolute utter disaster.
Yeah. So him and his dad drove from Florida all the way up.
In a U-Haul?
Yeah. And with a truck and, towing another trailer and a car and all that stuff. With 2 dogs. So they got in, I think, like 2 a.m. last night or something. And then had to go move it all into a storage unit today. So tough times. But
that is tough.
Yeah.
Man, that's so tough.
I say all of this to say, I think, honestly, like if I had the means and I had to move again, which I will probably, like I would throw away so much stuff and just like buy new stuff. Donate it, sell it, whatever. To the best of my ability. Yeah.
So this last time we did that. We left some tables behind, like that for agreed upon. Like we like, hey, do you want these? Like, oh, okay, yeah. We'll leave them. We'll leave them here. Wish I would have done that with our bed. No, we did do that with our bed set. Actually, I lied. We did do that with our bed set. They wanted it, and we're like, yeah, have it. Like we're gonna go buy a new one anyway. Yeah, I would say that is that. If you can swing it, that's the way to do it. Especially couches, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
You want They didn't want our couch in our basement. This thing weighed 8,000 pounds. It had a pull out in it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, of all the stuff they took, like that they wanted, I was like, please, for the love of God, tell us you want that couch. And I remember like getting the next text was like, yeah, we don't really need that couch in the basement. I'm like, fuck me. Like, so we got to move it.
Yeah.
And I remember getting it out of the house. And then like, we were like, all right, we're going to take it to the storage unit. I said, honey, no, we're not. This is going to Goodwill. I'm not moving this twice. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the play to to repurpose or get rid of as much as you can.
Yeah, you got to. You just got, like, I'm not saying throw away anything important but like that dining room table that's 7 years, 8 years old, like you may think you like it until you have to move it.
For sure.
Like,
absolutely. So yeah, shout out again to Tyler, and we're happy to have him back in Cincy. So we'll see him around.
Yeah,
here
that's
soon.
awesome.
Hey, if you're listening, please subscribe, rate, and review the show. We appreciate that. Follow us on social media at Back96Pack. Did get some fan mail this week, so people sent some stuff in. We'll get to that later. But if you want to send us a text, it's always in the show description. Just click that link. And then last shout out at the top, Happy Veterans Day to anyone that has served out there. Thank you for your service. I know you've had family that served. I've got family that served. So obviously a really important day for the country. So
I've got 2 grandpas from World War II.
Same.
John, who's a listener, and he's been on this show. He's a veteran. We know a lot. And something that I've tell this to people all the time. I'm like, it's never something like I wish I could have served. I wish I had the goal to do it, or the nuts to do it. I just never did, and so I thank people that do it because it's just not something I ever dreamed of doing. But some people dream of like that's what they're going to do. So shout out to them.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you to all the veterans out there. All right, best thing you saw in golf this week?
Oh yeah, I'm going to go first.
Yeah, you can go first. Go ahead.
So shout out to Jamie Kennedy. If he's one of the best follows on X, if you're a golf nut. So it's not the exact 25th anniversary. It is the 25th year since this happened. David Duval's 59 at the Bob Hope Classic.
I almost picked this, actually. I saw highlights of this, yeah.
Yeah, so incredible. 59 in the final round.
Yeah.
Some people don't know that the Bob Hope Classic actually used to be 5 rounds. So this was the 5th round. He was 7 or 8 back. He ends up winning by 1. But I got to go through. Some of these stats from this are just, they're almost too incredible to kind of leave out.
Yeah.
So this was, and for those that don't know, this is now the American Express. It's the same. This was on the Palmer course, though, which I don't think they actually play this course anymore.
I don't think they do either.
In the rotation of courses.
Nope.
Shit, I gotta find this. You think I'd be better prepared for this? There we go. All right. So these are the ones that really stuck out to me. So on the day that they played, the average score was 69.7 for the field.
Oh, damn.
Less than half the field broke 70.
Wow.
Only 4 players shot 65.
Okay.
Duval was the only one that shot lower than 64. That means to me, like the course, it wasn't like playing super easy. Like it was not.
No.
It was playing pretty tough. He beat the field by 10.7 shots, which would rank it in the top 10 best rounds on the PGA Tour since that stats began in 2004.
Damn.
So just for comparison, Furyk shot 58 in the Travelers. He only beat the field by 10.6. So Duval actually beat the field by a little more than Furyk's 58 in the Travelers.
Jeez.
Here's his basic stats. 11 of 13 fairways, 17 of 18 greens, 23 putts.
Oh.
5 under 31 on the front, 8 under 29 on the back, which is stupid. Which I didn't know. So there's only been 4 people to shoot 13 under on the PGA Tour.
Yeah,
this is one of those rounds.
Most of these happen on par 70s or 71s. Yeah.
Yeah, so 11 under. Yeah, there's a lot at 11 under. And if you don't remember, 99 was like Duval's like coming out season. Like this is the season where he takes over number 1 from Tiger for 14 weeks, I think it was. He won the tournament before this, and he said he putted like crap. So he got back-to-back wins here. Where was it? Hold on, let me find this. So here were his approach. This is the one that blew my mind. So there's 5 par 3s on that course.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen this before.
Here's the approach shot feet to hole. On the 3rd hole, he hit it to 3 feet. On the 5th hole, he hit it to 5 feet. 12th hole, he hit it to 2 feet. 15th hole, he did it to 2 feet. The shortest par 3 on the course, he hit it to 20 feet.
Oh my god.
He birdied all of them. So,
Jeez.
and then the breakdown of all of his approaches, he had 15 approaches within 20 feet, 12 approaches inside 10 feet, and half of his approach shots were inside 6 feet.
Oh my god.
So like his putting, his shots gained, he actually did the breakdown of his shots gained putting. It's the worst shots gained putting of any score in the 50s on the PGA Tour because
right, he's not making
he made 53 foot of putts in this day.
Oh my god.
53 foot of putts and he shot 59. I mean, that is just it's insane. He was actually less than 2 strokes gained putting.
Yeah, that's throwing some darts for sure.
Like just for instance, like the next closest one, Jim Furyk was plus 3.3 in the Travelers when he shot 58. So almost like a shot and a half less.
Yeah.
Better with the putter. I just thought I thought it was you know how much I love David Duval. I'm a gigantic David Duval nerd. So shout out to him. 25 years seems like not that long ago, but guy that just for health problems. If you just wanted to see what that career looked like,
I know,
without some of the health problems he ran into.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, probably robbed us of potentially Tiger's greatest competitor at the time. I mean,
I would say,
it's like VJ, Ernie, and Phil, I guess, were kind of the other people around that.
But like in '99,
his peaks were, yeah.
Oh, his still the smoothest swing. Like, I mean, look, no offense to Freddie Couples, but like when David had it, it was just better than ever. Like, and it rivaled Tiger. I mean, it really did. That's how good his good was. And it just sucks. I think he got vertigo is what really took him out of it for a couple years. And then he was just never the same after that. So
tough. Yeah, that's a great look back. You're right. It really does not feel like 25 years.
No.
That's, yeah.
No, shout out to David Duval. Remember, he did a video for me. He did a cameo for Ryan's birthday.
Yeah, so good.
And that was the year we won the Stampede. It was right before the Stampede. I probably need to do another one of these. David, we need you. We need your karma.
Oh man! All right, well, I actually have a couple here. One, did you see the Keith Mitchell hole out?
No, I didn't actually.
So they had at the Worldwide Technology Championship, they had like a celebrity golf challenge. I think it was like the night before or whatever, and it was under the lights. And he was on a team with some celebrities along, and Harry Higgs was on the other team with some celebrities. He needed like a hole out or an ace on the last hole to tie. And he dunks it in front of all these people.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And Rob Riggle's on his team. He's like he's out on the green, like waving the flag, like, you know, I think was it Keegan Bradley that did that, or Keegan Bradley's caddy that did that at the Ryder Cup?
Oh yeah,
or something like that. Yeah. So that it was a fun moment. I think Slim Shady was playing in the background. It was like one of the most golf things that you'd ever see.
I like it.
But yeah, so it was a cool moment. And then second, did you see this kid that qualified for the event? It's an 18-year-old kid that Monday qualified into that tournament. He shot a 64.
Is he still in high school?
I don't know for sure. This kid, his name's Dylan Brack. It was his first tour start, obviously. He is a long distant relative of Tad Fujikawa.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
that takes it back too. Holy crap!
But it was kind of a cool story. He was in first tee. He was part of like Tiger's junior program, like all this stuff. So he's been like in golf since he was like 4 or whatever, and then qualified for this event. So I'm not sure what I didn't look too deeply into what his plans are, in terms of like college or whatever. But always cool when you see teenagers qualify for tour events. That's
stupid. These kids get so good so early now.
Yeah.
And shout out to the play like First Tee, PGA Junior League. Like that's what gets these kids so good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting one-on-one attention at a very young age that I don't think we had probably 20 years ago.
No, and you're getting competitive reps too.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases.
Exactly. Yep.
That's huge when you're trying to do something like Monday qualify for a PGA Tour event.
I kid about our Met. It's a glorified late high school college tournament. You know, it's all these 17 to 22-year-olds out here just outclassing all the old guys on the golf course. Like it's truly incredible.
Right. He also he shot 74 both days, so he missed a cut, but
Still not bad, dude. 74 on a PGA Tour course is
right. And he beat several professionals in the field too.
yeah.
So
It's not like it was like it wasn't that bad. He didn't shoot like 85
exactly.
or something.
Yeah. So good on Dylan. That was cool to see. We haven't done one of these in a while. We felt overdue.
This is a good
rankings.
one too. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, so I saw this is one of those things where like I don't have TikTok, but you see a TikTok on other social media platforms because I'm an old. And it was this guy who he ranked the best alcoholic beverages to have as a parent.
There's some good ones.
So basically, like the moment that you're having the drink, not necessarily the type of drink. Or whatever,
Yeah.
So we are deciding here to rank our top 6 best adult drinks for parents. Do you want to go first or me?
Yeah, I'll start out with my 6th.
All right.
My 6th is the putting Christmas toys together drink.
Yeah, I think
those toys are
a similar one.
Those toys are horrendous to put together, and that's the only thing you can get that gets you through it. It truly is. And there's something about like, I don't know, like sitting around on Christmas Eve, like no kids around, like some excitement in the air, but you're excited that your kids are in bed.
Yeah, I will tell you that is number 3 on my list.
Oh, God, that's high.
Much higher than yours. Yeah, you're 100% what you just said. There is something to that, like the peace and like the serenity of Christmas Eve specifically.
Yeah,
and like you're doing last minute Santa stuff, whatever, but you have a drink with your spouse.
Especially with the ages our kids are at.
Right. Yeah, Christmas is super fun at this age. Get out some bourbon. Put a toy together, whatever, and have yourself a
Sounds
night.
good right now.
I know. My number 6, this is a little multifaceted. It could go a lot of ways, but I just generally put the play date drink. So if, you have people over or you're going to a pool party or whatever, a situation where the kids are managing themselves and you get to be an adult and just sit there and basically like lob parental warnings at the crowd of children with a drink in your hand.
I've got something similar to that. Not like close, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's when you're having the conversation with your buddies and you got the beers going or whatever, and then you're just taking turns yelling at somebody.
Like they're self-policing
hey, get down
themselves.
from that. But most of the time they're policing themselves. Everyone's playing. Everyone's good. That's my number 6.
My number 5 is probably going to be like pretty local to I guess everybody, like there's zoos everywhere, but like our zoo specifically, they do a really good job at having like beer gardens.
Yeah.
So my 5 is the zoo beer.
This was a close miss for me. I didn't include it, but I thought about it.
I love how the zoo makes my kids feel. They are super excited. It's educational. I despise going to the zoo. I hate it.
I love the zoo.
It's hot or it's cold because we go for the Christmas thing.
Yeah.
There's too many people. And I'm not like a person that can't be around people. It drags on the excitement for like I can't get excited about it. But what I can get excited about is going in, especially for the Christmas one, going in and get me a Christmas ale and walking around and seeing lights.
Yeah.
It really takes that. For me, it's like my wife she knows I need that too. She's like, go get it. You're going to be on edge until you get this. And so I go get it. And it does. Look, it's the best $13, $14 you can spend.
Yeah, the price is a little tough, I will say. But yeah.
There's no price tag on happiness.
Exactly. You know what? That's well said. Well said. Almost sort of a similar vein, really. Whatever you got in the Halloween tumbler for me is number 5.
You can't go wrong there.
It's whether you're sitting in your driveway with a fire handing out the candy or you're walking through your neighborhood, with the kids trick-or-treating. Just there's something about like that, I don't know, just that specific vibe.
Yeah, and it's like weather, yeah.
Especially if you get like just like a moody Halloween day. Just, yeah.
Yeah. No.
Something in the cup, like a little, little whiskey and something or other, and just get you going on Halloween.
I
Makes you feel like you're doing something bad too, you know, like you're kind of concealing it, like, you know.
yeah,
But everybody knows what's in the cup.
yeah. Oh God, yeah. Everybody magically carries tumblers around the neighborhood that night. It's truly magical.
For sure.
My 4, the kids don't have anything tonight. Happy hour.
Ooh.
It's just one of those. It's like, look, you can't go do a happy hour if you got to go to like
No.
gymnastics
No.
at 6:30, right? Like it's not in the cards. But the kids don't have anything happy hour. It's like, I'm gonna kick it back. I'm gonna get to the bar about 4. Have a handful of beers. Go home. We got nothing. I can police the kids from the couch. Like there's not a lot of thought process going on that night.
No.
And it's good. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, that's not in my wheelhouse, but that should be on your list for sure.
Yeah.
I haven't quite hit that weeknight doing stuff for the kids yet. I think I'll get there in a couple years here.
Yeah.
But I totally respect that one. Number 4 for me, pretty easy one. The first drink on parents' night out. Like when you got a sitter, you're doing date night, you just get to sit there, you get that first drink brought to you, and you look at your spouse and you both just like breathe. You just have like a moment. And you get that first sip and it's just like pure joy and relaxation.
So that's my number 3.
Yeah.
It's just like you sit and look at each other, you're like, this is how it used to be.
Yeah, 100%.
This is how it was in the beginning. And for me, like, you know, Danielle doesn't drink that much, but you know, it's like we dated in the beginning of college. So it's like this is how it was at one point.
Yeah.
No fucking kids running around causing tension between us. We're about to have and now that we're in our adult stage of life, it's like we're about to have a really nice dinner.
Right.
Where I don't have to cut up a piece of chicken for somebody.
Exactly.
It's awesome.
Yeah. No,
it truly is.
Yeah, that's maybe even should be higher on mine, but I put it at 4.
It should be. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, it is one of my favorite. But it's definitely, it's top 3. So
I snuck Christmas Eve in there before it, but I could see myself flipping those 2.
Yeah, it is. It's nice to, especially with kids our age, that like what we have. It's hard to remember what it's like before that. And if you get like a little 2-hour snippet where you remember that, you're like, it's like now I remember why I love you. Like, not like, well, why are you yelling at the kids for this? Why I'm yelling at, it's
right.
It's
well,
nice.
And there's always just that when you have the, obviously we love our kids and everything, but everyone as a parent understands when you don't have like that, just like thing in the back of your head of like, oh, I'm responsible for a small person.
It's incredible.
It like just lets you be in the moment and not just be stressed out.
Yep, exactly.
So, yeah, that's a big one. And then, like I said, my number 3 was Christmas Eve drinks. So, we're on to your number 3 then?
That was the night out. Yeah.
Boom! Look at that. So we're all the way up to number 2. We're final 2.
So my 2 is the trick or treating. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Honestly, you know what? Just because we just got done with this, right? Like the sense of community that Halloween brings is kind of crazy. Like,
yeah, I would agree.
Especially amongst parents. It's like, look, we all know we're out here drinking and, we're just letting them run around in the neighborhood being just devious and getting candy. And we're all just like, there's no judgment, which that's what I like about that drink too. Like no one's judging anybody.
Oh, no, for sure.
Like if you were walking around on a Tuesday night in the neighborhood with a tumbler of alcohol, people might judge you. But if it's a Tuesday Halloween, no one's judging you.
100%. That's why when you get Halloween on like a Thursday, those are the best Halloween.
This year was pretty good.
Yeah.
Next year on a Friday is going to be lit.
Oh, that's tough.
I can't wait.
Yeah. That'd be rough.
The train could get off the tracks.
That's why I like Thursday. It keeps you within the guardrails a little bit.
It didn't keep me in the guardrails this year.
Your special case, I guess. But yeah. No, definitely worthy of that spot. Number 2 for me, God, I almost put this number 1, but I think number 1 is like so elite that it couldn't really be challenged for me. Number 2, the drink that a relative delivers you at a family function.
Yeah, I never thought about that. That's a good one.
A lot of times, especially if you got a bigger family, there's a lot going on. You don't really know like the vibe or whatever. But then when somebody gives you permission for takeoff,
you're like, okay.
That is when you need someone to say yes.
We're drinking today?
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. It's like, oh, that's what we're doing today.
This is that kind of party. Okay.
Yeah. And it's usually in my experience, usually like, a brother or sister-in-law, or maybe like an aunt or an uncle, you know what I mean? Like someone that's they want a partner in crime. They want someone to ride with them.
Yep. Yeah.
And they give you the permission, and that truly an elite parent drink.
Yeah. I mean, like you could almost tie that into like, getting a partner in crime drink. Like we all have that person in our family that's like the one that kind of like nudges.
Yeah.
It toes the line. You know what I mean? Like, hey, like if we're both drunk, we both can't get yelled at kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like we all have that.
Yeah.
Like I have it in like, I have different ones in sets of family. So like, like on my dad's side is Tom, like my cousin's husband.
Yeah.
We have our Christmas party every year at my house, and it's like, let's just go down to the basement, watch basketball. No one's hell. The one year my aunt was like, I didn't even know you were here. I'm like, we're at my house. I was like, I was just hiding in the basement with Tom, drinking bourbon the whole time. Like, that kind of, I love that. I never even thought about that one, honestly.
And how it relates to the, being a parent and the kids or whatever, like, it's also them being like, look, there are a lot of people here that raise a lot of kids. The kids are fine.
Yeah. Like, you're getting that permission to kind of let go a little bit. Yeah. All right, my number one. This was the one that you kind of already said, like, play date. I said hanging out with other parents, completely neglecting the kids.
Yeah.
Like, not even, like, distance yelling. Just, like...
Just assuming it's okay.
Unless someone's, like, screaming, crying, no one even needs to butt in. Like, we run into that a lot in our neighborhood where it's, like, there's 7 or 8 kids. Like, if someone's, like, dying, one of the older kids is going to run and come and tell us. Other than that, we don't really have to worry about anything. And frankly, no one wants to worry about anything.
No.
And I think that will move down the list as kids get older, because then you're like, it's like, whatever.
Yeah, once they get to a certain point, yeah. But right now it is, it's a vital.
Yes.
It's a vital experience to have. My number one, and I think this was kind of on the original post list, but I totally agree. The first drink that you have when you're traveling without the kids is
it's pretty good.
Far and away number one for me, because it's like it's surpasses date night drink.
Yeah, because you're like, even if I have too many of these tomorrow morning, I can just melt in my own pain and not have to worry about parenting.
And there's a true like the responsibility thing that I was talking about before.
It's gone,
completely gone.
Yeah.
And then you just you're in the moment. You can literally, it's getting the freedom back that you once had. Yeah. That is the biggest key to that one.
Yeah, man, I'm just thinking back like 2 years ago, we went to Key West. That first day, like we got there.
I didn't think you were coming home.
Oh, I almost didn't come home. I wanted to stay for another week. I really did. I was like, your parents will be fine. Just stay down here for another 7 days. But like, I had the beer. I remember I had a land shark at lunch, like right when we got to the hotel.
Yeah.
Just overlooking the pool, and I'm like, there's no kids here. I'm like, holy crap, I'm gonna get over the skis today. And it's not like she doesn't care. Like, we don't have to look after kids tomorrow. I neglected this one.
And I think you also, there's other elements to it too, where it's like, one, you're on vacation or you're traveling, so like time doesn't exist. So like that first drink could be at the airport at 6 a.m.
Yeah, I could.
You could, like...
And I don't know why I didn't have one at the airport. I think we were, like, running a little behind, so I didn't have one at the airport, but
yeah.
I could have.
You could. I'll admit, I'm not a big airport beer guy.
Oh, I am.
Like, I don't know. Because I don't know. I'm just not. But it can happen at any point in the day. Whenever you get settled and you get that first one, and then you're like, it's on. It flips a switch and it's go time.
God, I need to go on another one of these trips now.
Yeah, we just did it this summer, and it was like, wow. Having 10 days of basically no responsibilities was freeing.
God, it sounds awesome.
I know. Now I'm sad I'm at the end of this list because now
I
I feel
know.
it's like we got to make one of these
Now
happen
I'm
soon.
down off the high of thinking about going on a kidless trip again.
Exactly. But hey, I'm glad we got those lists on the record here. We kind of were both texting like, holidays are coming up. People are going to be traveling. Like, this is a good time to get these rankings out there.
And if we left one off, I want to know. Like, if you have one that we didn't think of.
I got to be honest, I struggled to get to 6 a little bit at first when I first sat down to think about it. So, like, I am all ears for people that have better or other recommendations.
Yeah, I mean, like, the kids going to bed. Like, I think that was on the original list.
Yeah, that's
not a terrible one. You know, it's crazy though. Like, I don't like during the week, and especially by the time my kids are showered and bathed, I'm like, I don't even have the energy to get a drink.
No,
as bad as that sounds. Like, I'm like, if I do, I'm going to be asleep in like the next 20 minutes.
Yeah. No,
like if I poured myself a bourbon on like a Tuesday night after kids got bathed and stuff, I'd be out. Gonzo.
Right. Yeah. But I do think that I get why that was included on this list.
100%.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some moms out there, it's like that's their thing. Like kids in bed, get a glass of wine, unwind a little bit.
Yeah. The other one that was on there too was he had the theme park beer, which is kind of like the zoo beer.
Yeah.
But there's totally different to me too, though.
Yeah, because like we have Kings Island here.
Yep.
I don't know if I could drink a beer and get on a roller coaster.
That or you're just like, I feel like you're chasing kids around and doing a lot more activities
seems like a lot
at a
of
theme
work.
park.
Yeah, and it seems like throwing up after a roller coaster ride. Like, that's what that's got that written.
The zoo is more just like a hang, you know, and
it is, and you're walking around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, all right. Yeah, definitely hit us up with texts if you got some beers or drinks you want to add to that list. And now, back to the NFL update. Tough week for my team. I took 2 losses heads up against your team. The Ravens beat the Bengals. Jesus Christ. Your Eagles just pummeled my Cowboys.
God.
Hinkle's
the Cowboys are done.
They're so done.
They're so
Dak's
done.
Like done. They already stunk anyway. I'm going to have to watch Cooper Rush and Trey Lance the rest of the year.
God, that game I'm going to on the 20th is going to suck.
At least you can see Jaden Daniels again, though.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. They're exciting to watch.
So, yeah, 2-4. The 2 wins. The Chiefs, are you kidding me?
A blocked
field goal to win. This team just cannot.
I saw 1 second left. The game's over.
Yeah.
Nope, blocked field goal. Couldn't believe it. I thought my phone was wrong.
Unbelievable. I think I saw a stat where it was like they have like the 6th worst, like basically like the 6th worst offensive output for a team that has 9-0. Like I
don't think I've ever said this about them because they, you're kind of like, they're scoring, they're living life on the edge.
Oh, they are.
Like,
but I'm also done trying to be the person like is predicting the downfall. I just think they're just going to keep winning. Sure, they're going to lose like a game, but like when it matters, they'll be able to score 30 points if they have to.
I guess I won't believe it until I see it.
I know. I feel like it's inevitable.
God.
I know.
Now I'm sad again.
I know. It truly feels like the Patriot, like the Tom Brady Patriots, where
the years that you think they're gettable are the years that they're going to win.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. But yeah, that happened. And then my Lions I had my own friendly fire, beat the Texans. That was going to take an L there no matter what. But that game was wild. Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions.
And they still won.
It's only like the 3rd time since 1970 a team has done that. Joe Burrow throws 5 touchdowns and loses. Got Jared Goff throwing 5 picks and winning.
But
the Lions are dogs, dude. They're dogs.
The Texans fell apart in the second half.
Yeah.
Offensively.
They got to get healthy. If you get Nico back, hopefully that helps. And I mean, I know Steph Diggs is out, but yeah,
they're essentially down to Tank Dell and Dalton Schultz right now.
Yeah, and then they're rolling out, the ghost of Robert Woods. And,
yeah,
Hey, Mechie did look good. If they could get...
He did.
If he could kind of fill in for the Diggs spot
cool
when Nico
story,
gets
though.
back.
That story is awesome.
Amazing story.
Leukemia last year.
So cool he scored last night.
Yep.
So yeah, I think they'll figure it out as they get healthier, but they have kind of been also a little... They haven't looked great.
They haven't looked awesome. No.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see where that goes, but the Lions just continue to roll. The stupid Falcons couldn't make a field goal. My guy Koo missed 3 of them. Unbelievable to lose to that. Derek Carr, he cannot do anything with good receivers, but if you give him the most ragtag crew of people, he will make them stars.
Yeah, if he was the quarterback on an Island of Misfit Toys, he'd be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, MVS scoring twice yesterday. Like,
had me tilted. I'm not gonna lie, because I bet the Falcons.
So did I.
I'm like, this Saints team is dead in the water.
Same.
And as soon as oh god,
I felt the
same. And MVS scoring twice just had me so tilted.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't even get to it. Like I said, my team was 2-4. I'm sitting at 36-21. You closed the gap a little bit. You were 3-1. Packers are on bye. Dolphins are playing right now. When we walked in, they had scored. I don't know what the score is right now, but you could have another win. You're up to 29-26, so you're separating from that 500 mark. The problem remains.
My Jaguars stink.
Mac Jones,
Oh, they should have won that game yesterday.
Jones.
They should have won that game yesterday.
To not beat Darnold threw like 3 red zone picks. He's turning into a pumpkin, I think.
Like what I said, there's going to be a stretch of games where he comes back down to earth.
Yeah, so that could be happening.
The scheming, I get it. Like you can make a average quarterback with a good scheme look really good until you get game film. Until teams go, oh, we know what they want to do and how they're getting guys open. And they start taking that away, and he's got to make tighter throws. That's when it's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
and that's what you're kind of seeing. What are we, 9 weeks in? It's like there's a lot of game film now. And they know what you want to do, and now he's got to make those, top notch throws. That's when that's going to be a problem for him.
For sure. 49ers snuck out a win against the Bucks. They continue to just not close the door, I think is the way to put it. They just kind of look sloppy,
Yeah, but Baker Mayfield's a dog.
That guy is definitely a dog.
Did you see that play he made yesterday where he had Bosa draped on him?
Yeah. And
just threw an absolute dart. That was incredible.
Speaking of the Island of Misfit Toys, that's who he's throwing to right
Literally,
now. Kate Otten and then a bunch of
I was going to say, the only one I knew is Kate Otten. I'm like, after that, I don't know who he's throwing the ball to.
He's got Sterling Shepard running around out there, for God's sake.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah. So I feel bad for the Bucks. They're a fun team, too. It's kind of weird because, I don't think Todd Bowles is a good coach, so, I kind of... But, they're fun.
They are fun. They're fun to watch.
Healthy. That sucked. The Chris Godwin injury sucked. I like Chris Godwin a lot. That was tough.
But the 49ers, this just reeks of a year, though. The 49ers are, limping along. Some injuries. They'll start to get guys back. Next thing you know, they're a 6 seed playing at the 3 seed Packers, and then we find a way to lose. This is how this goes. I'm telling you, this is how it goes.
Well, the good news for you is you're probably going to be a wild card.
Probably.
Unless the Lions start dropping a few. But
the 49ers will find a way what'll happen is the 49ers will win the West, and that will be the Packers' first round matchup to a completely, look, everybody's healthy now.
Yeah.
Perfectly in time for the playoffs.
Like a 4-5 or a 3-6 matchup. Yeah.
Yep.
Could see that. Yeah. Well, speaking of the Packers, you got the Bears. You're at the Bears, hosting the Niners, hosting the Dolphins, and then at the Lions. So
should be a stretch of wins here, I would assume.
The Bears all of a sudden look god awful. They cannot score.
Yeah, now all of a sudden it's like their offensive numbers look worse than what they had with Justin Fields last year.
You know what's a really tough spot is when you're an organization and you keep the head coach, but you have the first overall pick. Eberflus hadn't,
and especially when you know you're going to take a quarterback.
Yeah, you've got a defensive coach in there who has already tried to do this with a first round pick quarterback and has not been successful. And now you're kind of stuck in between this, now we kind of have to fire him.
Yeah, and then it's okay, now you're wasting a year of Caleb Williams. Now he's going to have to learn a new system next year. That's why everybody couldn't believe when he didn't get fired last year. They're going to draft a quarterback and they're going to fire him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't have, because it's not like he had a track record of success there by any means. So
none. Zero, actually.
So I don't know. That'll be an interesting situation to see how that unfolds. But yeah, I mean,
got a good run. They've got a chance to stack some wins up here.
Yeah, I mean, getting the Niners at home is helpful. Should be able to beat the Dolphins in Lambeau, and then you got to go to Detroit and try to pick up a win that you conceivably could have had 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the Packers. They feel like a solid playoff team. It's just whether they're going to be healthy and clicking when that time comes.
Like I said, the bye week came at a perfect time, though. It really, really did. Jordan Love needed a bye week, probably more than anybody in the league.
Yeah.
So
I would find it hard to argue anyone else for sure. For the I'm done beating the dead horse of everything that is. Look, the organization stinks.
But they're still in the playoff picture.
They're still floating around because the Broncos and Colts and whatever else is there. So,
I'm telling you, outside like the top 2 teams in the AFC, 3, it's iffy after that. Like it's it's not good. It's not good at all.
100%. I'm going to take the approach of just waiting to see what happens. The organization does not deserve Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase as currently operating,
No.
to be honest.
Nope.
They tried to bring in, they signed another running back today, a former Giants cast-off. They brought in Xavier Howard to try to help with the secondary, but couldn't agree to terms with them because, God forgive, we pay somebody for 9 games.
No, they were probably like, no, we're not giving. Is there any way we can not give him the veteran minimum? Like, that's probably what they were thinking. Like,
it's unbelievable.
Or they tried to give him the veteran minimum and he was probably asking for a little more.
Right. Yeah.
Or something stupid like that.
They have, I mean, their margin for error is pretty much gone. We got to go to LA to play the Chargers. They're hosting the Steelers. Then they've got at the Cowboys, at the Titans, which are 2 pretty winnable games.
The next 2 are.
But they pretty much have to go 3-1, and then you're 7-7, and you got to figure it out for the last 3 games and see where you're at.
But I'm telling you, the way it's shaken down right now, like, I know everybody's like 10-7 is the number. Like 9-8 might actually get you in the playoffs in the AFC.
It could, especially the way like
really
I said,
could.
the Broncos and Colts. I expect the Colts to fall out of the picture personally. I think we're going to be duking it out with the Broncos, which is sad.
Like,
truly,
Bo Nix has been a pleasant surprise. Their defense doesn't make any sense. Last week they get fleeced. This week they hold the Chiefs to 16. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And like it's like week to week, you don't know what defense you're going to get out of them.
And they don't know what they're doing. I mean, they're just rotating players at skill positions on offense. Like, Bo Nix is catching touchdowns.
Yeah, outside of Cortland Sutton, they don't have a whole lot.
No, and they've got like 4 running backs that they play. That's wild. I don't know what's going on there. So yeah, I don't know. They stealing this one against the Chargers. That
Broncos game, second to last game of the season,
could be for a spot.
Could be big.
Yeah. Before we get off this, just a Jamar Chase appreciation moment here. This is a list of every player in NFL history with multiple games with 250 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Jamar Chase. The only player on that list. Now, Jamar Chase's career stats versus the Ravens. Have you seen this?
It's stupid.
In 9 games, 67 catches for 1,046 yards and 9 touchdowns.
It's stupid.
That is a season in 9 games against one team.
Stupid. I mean, did you see his last 2 games, like this year's games against Baltimore? He has more receiving yards and touchdowns than Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
It has in the whole season.
I think he's currently leading the league in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. And these idiots didn't want to pay him this offseason the right way.
Yeah, good luck.
Guess how pricey that just got.
It's going to be more expensive than Justin Jefferson now, I can tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
I think he wanted Justin Jefferson's contract, and they said no. Now it's going to be more expensive.
From everything that I've read, it was a guaranteed money issue, which is always the issue with the Bengals.
Yeah, because they're not good with their money. They use it as an ATM, and that's the problem in the NFL. You have to have it in escrow. So, like, if you don't have the cash, you can't sign someone to a guaranteed contract.
Tough.
I mean, look, the coincidence of Joe Burrow signing his contract and then, like, literally less than a month later, they sold the naming rights to the stadium. Not a coincidence. It's not.
Yeah. I know. So I don't know. We'll put that aside though. I don't know. What truly watching Joe and Jamar play for my team is like one of the greatest like sports joys of my life. And the organization is robbing it from me.
It's robbing everyone. All the happiness.
Yeah. They're they're thieves of joy.
It does bring up something though and I was having this conversation with somebody the other day, and I'm like, okay, well, they have to have this money in escrow, right? Then why can the Bears or the Cowboys sign people to these guaranteed contracts? They're like, their main source of income is not the football team.
Exactly.
They have other businesses that they can pull assets from if they needed to. And I was like, yeah, the Brown family doesn't do anything else. It is the football team. That is that's their existence. That's where all their wealth is. That's where everything's at. They don't own, I think like Jerry Jones is like oil company and telecommunications and all. They don't own companies like that. They own the Bengals, and that's it.
And I don't know exactly how this all shakes out, but they technically don't own the stadium either, which is another way that a lot of these owners make money is by hosting other events year round and
stuff.
It's
great when you don't have to do the maintenance on it, but it's also a drawback to, exactly that, right? Like those, I'm sure the city's pulling some of the income from, we've had some really good concerts down there the last couple of years. Luke Combs, Taylor Swift, they did... Garth Brooks was down there like 3 years ago, but I bet they probably get some income from that, but I bet they don't get all of it. I bet some of that goes to the city.
Well, the county is publicly funded by Hamilton County.
Yeah, the county. It's not the city, it's the county.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, that's a problem for another day.
Oh, God, we could go down a rabbit hole with that.
But I'm with you. Like, I want to have optimism that it may matter and that they can sneak in there because they're still right there, but like... At the same time, it's just, not even getting into the X's and O's of the Thursday night game or any of that. But, yeah, I don't know. We're just going to see where we shake out after these 4 games. That's what they have to do. All right, fan mail time. A couple quick hitters. One, this is from a couple weeks ago, actually. Trevor reached out to me, my buddy Trevor, shout out. Perry Ellis was the Kansas player. We could not remember the name.
Okay, yeah, I was talking to somebody about that 2 days ago, and I finally figured it out. Yeah,
that was I have another contender for this. The guy that feels like he's been there for so long. You could have told me that R.J. Davis played with Tyler Hansbrough, and I would have believed you.
Yeah, R.J. Davis or Armando Bacot with North Carolina.
Yes, both
felt like he was at North Carolina for 25 years.
Yeah.
It's like, was Armando Bacot on the Jordan teams? Maybe. No one will ever know.
Yeah. But again, another shout out for Trevor. He did make a good point of like some of these guys that just like aren't quite good enough to go to the NBA. Like, dude, just get that NIL money.
Now, yeah. It's like, I'm going to be a second round draft pick or undrafted. No, I'll stay around. Especially when you're in a program like North Carolina, Kentucky, Duke.
Get paid to go try to win a national championship. Yeah.
These big basketball schools, Kansas, like, just take your $500,000 and just stay in college. Like, everybody knows college is more fun than being a real adult anyway. So, like, way more fun.
Yeah, 100%. Second one, another shout out for Tyler. So about our Frisch's conversation, right? And you brought up the cherry Coke and all this stuff, and is that being a reason of like why you loved it? I hadn't even realized they got rid of the Coke products all the way back in 2013.
Yeah, it's Pepsi now.
So kind of one of the nostalgia, and I guess, Tyler's point, his uncle worked for Frisch's for a long time, and like that was like a big moment in their history of like losing fans and losing diehards.
It was a mistake.
Was making that change. So yeah,
big mistake.
I didn't even realize that it happened because it had been so long since I've been to a Frisch's, but yeah, that's tough.
Huge mistake.
Huge mistake. Yeah, you don't
might as well take the big boy off the menu.
Frankly, I'll be honest. Any place that chooses to serve Pepsi over Coke products, I don't know that I want to be in that place.
Man,
Skyline has changed. They went to Coke from the Pepsi products.
That deserved to stay Pepsi.
See, a lot of people will ride for the Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew, for whatever reason, Mountain Dew or Pepsi tasted better with Skyline.
Yeah,
it just did. And maybe it's just that way for so long that
I think that's
your
what
brain
it is.
can't comprehend something different.
Yeah. But yeah, that was an interesting point that I hadn't realized. So appreciate that. So our boy Pat wrote in actually today talking about the drawdown,
Yeah,
which I did not
saw.
get to.
Yeah, I saw him. This is on us. We didn't have a basket.
I didn't even know that was a possibility. Yeah, he reached out and said, he was looking for the
It's on me.
the back nine 6-pack silent auction basket at the Elks
It
Lodge
was on
drawdown.
me.
But yeah, he was good to see some golf buddies on a Saturday night in November. So he also mentioned that Tommy Turndogs, he'll have our last fan mail. A phrase he says a lot on the golf course: "I can hit it again, so it's a good shot." I appreciate and respect that mentality. You can hit it again; it is a good shot.
He was the fresh winner of 2 new wedges in the silent auction. Tommy Turndogs was.
Everything's coming up Tommy Turndogs this year.
And our
dude.
guy Scotty won the grand prize,
Yeah.
$5K.
Shout out to Scotty.
Happy hour tomorrow is going to be so fucking awesome. I'm not going to have to pay for a single drink. It's going to be great. I might actually make him pay for food for me. I don't know.
You had texted us that he won and that you saw him buying a new dishwasher.
Literally the next day. Yeah, we were at Lowe's and I look over and he goes, "Hey, guy." And I'm like, "You're already spending the $5,000? You haven't even picked it up yet."
Yeah, and then I saw on Facebook he put his old dishwashers out on the curb and was like, "Hey, anybody know any scrap people?"
Yeah, they don't want a dishwasher, pal.
Yeah, just me connecting the dots on all that was pretty fun. All right, last fan mail again. Tommy Turndogs. He asked. We talked about this before, but we can relitigate a little bit. He asked, "What is your take on YouTube golf content creators like Good, Bryant Brothers, Bryson, etc.? Do you watch, and is it good for golf?" I think you take more of this in than I do.
Yeah, I say that it's great. I think it's great for golf.
I agree.
I think it's great for the new generation of golfers. Kids love YouTube. I think that's where a lot of kids are watching stuff at. I'll tell you, you can hate on this guy, but some of the best content that's out right now is Bryson. Like he gets all the big names that come on his, breaking 50.
Yep.
He's just had a plethora of people on there. I think it's great. There is some crappy ones out there that I'm not like big fan. I'm never I think they're nice dudes. I've never been a good guy. Like
I haven't really watched.
They've had
stuff.
They've lost some guys that's gone out and done their own thing. So I've never been a big good guy. I know they've had some crossovers with guys that I've watched, like Bob Does Sports and things like that.
Yep.
They just did something with Bryson recently, with the Russian roulette, hitting like tennis balls and stuff. They just did that with him. But no, I think it's great. And some of these guys some of them are bigger stars than most of the guys on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
Which is why they had the content thing, the content championship.
Yeah, the Career Classic. Yeah.
At the PGA, at the end of the year. So I think it's great. And I think there's some really good content out there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think what it kind of hits home is one of the biggest elements of golf is that social aspect and just like getting to know people through playing golf, right?
Correct.
You don't get that from traditional professional golf.
No.
You know hardly anything about a lot of these players. Nope. And so like watching people do the thing that you enjoy about golf is
fun.
I don't know, yeah, it's like kind of addicting in some way. It's fun, right?
Yep.
Like a lot of these people have pretty good personalities. They're funny. A lot of them are pretty good at golf too.
Yeah.
They go to places that like you either don't hear about often or look really nice or whatever.
Or you've heard about it, but you've never seen the course.
Or they play interesting formats. Like there's all kinds of different things that go into it that make it, enjoyable to watch. And it's really just like super digestible, bingeable stuff too, right? Like,
yeah, like I know like right now, like I don't have any shows I'm watching. So like I've kind of gotten in, like the reason I said the good and Bryson, I just watched that like literally 2 nights ago. So I was like, oh, I don't have anything else to watch. And I saw some clips from it and I'm like, I'm going to watch it. I caught up on some of his breaking 50 stuff recently. I think that like there's somebody for everybody too.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Cause I'll admit it. Like I I'm more of like a no laying up video like their videos are what I enjoy. They do a lot of travel stuff, a lot of they partner with Titleist for the last 2 years, I think now, and they do like a lot of these videos where they go out to like TPI and they do like fitting. It's like real gearhead kind of stuff,
Yeah.
which I'm into too.
Their travel stuff is bar none better than.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite stuff. The
Like if you're
Tourist
really,
Sauce and Strapped are the two best.
anybody,
YouTube golf
anytime I
series.
tell somebody like if you're like going to Scotland or Ireland or somewhere, like even in the United States, they've done like California. I'm like, if you need ideas, just go watch those, and like you'll get a couple ideas for courses because they play some mainstream stuff, but then like every once in a while they'll throw like on those Tourist Sauce, like they'll throw in a course where you're like, I could get a tee time there when I go out there, right? So I think that's cool. They do the best travel stuff. I think Bob Does Sports is more of like the college kid, probably up to about our age.
If you just want to laugh, just
like,
watch them.
Yeah, they're more of the comedy sector. I think Bryson's more for younger kids. It's cleaner, right?
Yeah.
Bryson. I don't think I've ever heard him cuss in any of his videos. So I think it's like that's probably more for the younger generation because all these young kids know Bryson. Good's kind of along the same lines for the younger kids. But yeah, there's just someone for everybody. Mm-hmm. I think that's what makes it cool too.
Yeah, totally agree.
There's so many girls that do it now. Like,
oh yeah,
like if you're a female in golf, Marissa Winsler, who's from Dayton, there's some new show that's going to be on YouTube, and it's like all female golfers, and it's going to be like it's like almost like Big Break kind of ish, but they're doing it on YouTube. I don't know when it's supposed to come out. I think I saw January.
Interesting,
but it should be. But like even women, like there's women out there doing it now too. So
yeah, I would say we're completely pro YouTube golf.
Oh, 100%.
I don't. Yeah, for sure. All right, I think it's time. Cruise into the patio tonight.
I'll let you go first.
All right, I think I've got a good one here. There could be some takes in this one, which we like. We like takes. We're just going to come out with it. A food or a drink that actually sucks that people refuse to admit sucks.
Oh, man.
Like something, you know what I mean? Like people order it because like it's like a status thing. You know what I mean? Like they don't even really like it, but they'll get it. Or it could just be you think it's bad, but you don't understand why everyone else likes it.
I love bourbon. I truly don't think the amount of people that like bourbon actually like bourbon.
I could see that for sure. Yeah.
Like they do it because now it's a thing, right? Like getting bottles of stuff,
People ordering old fashions that really they're not even into it.
I truly believe it. Like I will tell you, I was one of I didn't drink it. Like I refused to drink it, but like I've learned to love bourbon over like the last 5 to 7 years. But like when I was like 25, like going to a happy hour for like work and like I remember a guy who was like, "Oh, I'm like I don't really like old fashions, but I'm like I'm gonna get one because like I'm not gonna drink a beer. Everybody else has got cocktails." I'm like, "This, I'm getting a Miller Lite, dude. Like I don't care. Like I don't." But I'm telling you, there's so many people out there, or you could really go this direction for any liquor. Like I think there's a lot of people that hate vodka tonics, but it's like healthier, and they just do it because it's like. Well, like, for whatever reason, status, whatever, they'll drink it.
That's a good call. I didn't even think about that. Like,
and I think that's more along the health lines of like vodka, 0 calories, not a lot of carbs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's like the equivalent for food of like people that will like choose to eat like cauliflower pizza instead of pizza. Clearly, regular pizza is better, unless you have a dietary restriction.
Yeah. But it is. Like regular crust is better than cauliflower crust. Like
straight up.
My big one is like I will die on this hill. I don't think a lot of people like Geta, but that because it's been integrated in everybody's minds in Cincinnati, that they should like it. They just eat it. Like it's trash, and I've been on this. I will die on this hill.
You said that here before. You know what? That is something I can see.
Like corned hash is like not good.
Especially, you're hitting on something really like stuff that's like regional foods or like something to be proud about. Like I could definitely
like I heard that take about Skyline, and I love Skyline.
Yeah,
But like, I bet
Scottish
there's
is
people
good.
that are from Cincinnati that are like, they don't like it, but it's like the hill they're going to die on because they're from here.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that aspect of this either, but that's a good call out for sure.
Yeah, like, look, I think gumbo is trash, but I guarantee you probably go down to Louisiana, someone hates gumbo, but they're like, I'm going to die on this hill
Yeah,
because I'm from here. And if I don't like it, I'm going to be considered an outsider.
yeah. Food wise for me, lobster is trash.
It's not good. But people be like, oh, surf and turf.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
No, lobster sucks. Like it truly like the garbage cans of the sea. Like it's
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, it 100% is.
and I get it. People like they do like lobster rolls and all that stuff too. Like maybe that's a better way to eat it, I guess, than just getting like the straight up tail. But like I think crab legs are better for sure. Shrimp is better.
Yeah,
Like I think lobster just gets way too much hype for what it is.
it does.
And you pay out the ass for it too.
And I think oysters are another one that people like eat for a status symbol, but they don't really like.
Yeah, that one. So when I was researching this question, just to make sure I wasn't like off base, like I didn't want to be too crazy, oysters came up a lot.
I think that's one. They're trash, and I know I'm going to take some heat for
You're
this.
gonna, guns coming for you. Seafood guns.
It is. It's
advocate.
trash. Like, you don't even chew it, dude. It goes down your throat. You can't even taste anything other than hot sauce and horseradish.
I like oysters. I've only had it twice. I last year. Like honestly, I can thank Gun for
And
this.
they're so overpriced.
He coached
too.
me through it. Yeah, but I think it's. I think you got to go East Coast ones though, if I'm remembering correctly.
I think
that's the one I liked better.
They're East Coast, West Coast. They're all in my crosshairs.
That's one of those things where I think it's like an experience too, right? Like that's,
But my thing is like I asked somebody that ate an oyster one time. I said, like, what does it taste like? Well, I got a lot of horseradish and hot sauce on it. So why don't I just take a spoonful of horseradish and hot sauce and eat it? It's pretty much the same thing.
it is like a vehicle for the toppings. It can be.
Yeah. So like,
I don't know. Gets the people
they're
going,
like, I don't
man.
really like hot dogs, but this is how I eat ketchup. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like how crazy that is?
I get what you're saying. I do. Like I said, you're not alone. There's a lot of this going around. That one I kind of disagree on, but I also understand it too. For me on the drink front, I don't think espresso martinis are good, man.
Oh, that's crazy.
I want to like them. I'm a huge coffee guy.
That is crazy.
I think
You haven't had the right one then. I will say that.
maybe this is what I should say. I don't think they're not good, but I think people order them even though they don't actually like them. Like they just do it because it's like the trendy drink.
Yeah, or I've seen people that are like, I don't really like espresso martinis, but we've been at dinner, we've been drinking, we're going out after this. I need
A little kick.
I need a little nudge. Yeah. And that's not a bad way to do it.
No.
I would say if you don't like espresso martinis, you could have a little Mexican coffee. That's usually pretty good. That's like coffee. The best place is put a little scoop of ice cream on top.
Ooh, yeah.
And a shot of Patron. But yeah, I could see
I
people.
love Irish coffees too. Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Sucker
the
for
same
those.
thing. But that puts me to sleep. I need an espresso martini or Mexican coffee gets me going.
Yeah.
But I think people do. I do think that they may not like it, but they do it to get like a little caffeine nudge if they're like going out for a nightcap after dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
But I would say, yeah, I could understand why people wouldn't like them.
I think they just got really popular for some reason in the last like 2 to 3 years, and now it's like the drink.
If you get at the place, if you get at a place that actually brews the espresso there and doesn't use some kind of like shitty mix, they're really good.
Yeah. I'm willing to revisit it just because I am a coffee person. I'm sure I would
Yeah.
like them, but it made my list of like, I don't think that many people actually like
Yeah,
this.
I would agree with that. Probably. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love them. And if you like coffee, you should probably like espresso martinis.
Sure.
But I could see people again, like a work dinner and it's like everybody's getting one. You're like, oh, fuck, I got to get one now too.
It's like the new
even though
old,
I don't like it.
It's like the new old fashioned, like how you described that situation. Everyone's
Yeah.
ordering cocktails. Now I feel like it's that. Yeah.
Yeah, especially like a dessert drink or something.
Yeah. Girls' night out and it's all espresso martinis. Like, I don't know. I'm not buying it.
I think like people don't like mimosas that much. Like I think that champagne is an acquired taste, and I truly believe like the amount of women that love like mimosas, like bottom almost like I bet half of them don't even like mimosas.
I do.
I mean, I love look, you give me a mimosa flight and I'll go to town. But
Yeah.
But it's an acquired taste. Like champagne is acquired taste. And I just don't see that many people liking champagne. Because you can still taste the champagne, even if it's like a flavored mimosa.
You saying that acquired taste thing, there were a lot of people on Reddit hating on beer for that exact reason.
That's wild.
And it was funny because like there was someone who had a comment where it was like, if I have to like acquire the taste for you, like the first time I had pizza, I loved pizza. Like, why do I have to like grow to like
fair.
beer?
That is fair.
It's like it should just be good from the jump.
I'm not gonna lie. The first beer I had, it was pretty fucking good. Maybe I was just built different.
You're built different. Yeah,
but I loved beer from the first time I had it. So, but I do know people that are like, when they first started drinking, they're like, I do this just to get drunk, and it's not really something I like to drink. And then now they're like beer drinkers.
Yeah.
But that is true. When you bring it up, you're like, I liked pizza from the first time I had it. Right. Like that does make a lot of sense
to me. But yeah,
when you put in that term, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Which I think bourbon's the same way. Like there's no way you give like let's just say someone made it to 21 and didn't have a drink, and you put like on rocks like bourbon in front of somebody, not even a Manhattan or old fashioned or whatever. They're gonna fucking hate it.
Probably, yeah.
They're gonna hate it. Hate it.
Yeah.
Like wine's an acquired taste too. 100%.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that was a good question.
Thank you.
All right, mine's in honor of Veterans Day. This is probably gonna make you think, because I'm gonna guess that because you're not a movie guy.
Oh boy.
That this is going to be a really hard question for you.
Probably.
So, in honor of Veterans Day, I'm a war movie junkie. I've seen almost everything, I feel like, at this point. Like, even the shitty stuff they put on Netflix every once in a while. Like, I've seen that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have, like, it could be a series. There's been shows out there.
Yeah, I mean, for that reason, Band of Brothers is really good.
Yeah, but I think both of them. I know the Pacific one gets some hate.
I think I've only seen episodes from not the Pacific one.
Yeah, the original Band of Brothers. Yeah.
So that is pretty good, but I have seen it. I have not seen the whole thing. But you saying series, that immediately came to my mind. I really haven't watched like a ton of them in recent time. 1917 was pretty good. Like just like from a cinema perspective.
It was incredible. It
So
makes me want them to go back and do Saving Private Ryan again.
And I was just going to say, I think Saving Private Ryan's a pretty easy answer.
I saw that movie when I was 7 years old.
I don't remember when I first saw it, but yeah, that'd be a tough watch at 7.
This is like before like movie reviews that like you can just look up online.
Yeah.
You know, and I went to the movie theater, and like the opening 30 minutes is just a bloodbath. And then and I remember looking over at my uncle, and he was just like, oh shit, like what the fuck did I bring him to?
Yeah.
Like it is intense.
Yeah.
It is intense. Great movie though.
Yeah. Obviously a good movie. Tremendous cast, right? Like, yeah.
Bridge of the River Kwai, excuse me.
Yeah.
Great one. Saving Private Ryan's definitely up there, only because like that's like I saw it when it came out in the movie theater. Band of Brothers is the best series. Masters of the Skies that just came out on Apple.
Yeah, you were talking about
TV.
that
I watched that last year or earlier this year. That's an incredible, because you kind of see all the infantry stuff, and like you've seen those movies. This is like about airmen and like pilots, and it was something that you've never. Like, there's some movies out there about it, but, like, they did a really good job at, like, kind of displaying what it entailed. trying to think of any other ones that like my favorites.
Does Independence Day count as a war movie?
No, it does not.
If it counts, it's my number one.
No, that is not a war movie. Black Hawk Down was excellent, I think.
Is Pearl Harbor good?
I hate Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, I don't like it that much either. That's why I was asking.
If they did the movie with like how they did Band of Brothers, right? Like actual people recanting actual storylines, right?
Yeah.
I think it would be an incredible movie. The problem is it's a love movie wrapped around Pearl Harbor.
Right.
Like, you see, I guess I shouldn't say it. It's not like terrible. It's actually really well done, but from like a war junkie, war move junkie person, like it's not good.
Man, there's actually, I'm starting to think of some more now.
Like 1917, the one you just brought up, of ones made in like the last 10 years, that is excellent. And there's not a lot of World War I movies. Tons and tons of World War II.
Yeah.
1917. And the last scene in 1917 is like, it's honestly a breathtaking. Like, especially if you watch it with like surrounds, like good surround sound, you're like, your chest is kind of thumping. Like there's artillery going off. He's running down the line. It is truly, truly incredible.
One that just came to mind, The Imitation Game.
That is a really good movie. And it's like, it's not, it is a war movie.
It's not like a traditional
war movie.
like
it is.
planes and tanks war movie.
but it talks about deciphering the Nazis' secret code. And that is, it's not a war. It's not like, like battles and stuff like that, but it's like behind the scenes of like the intelligence community.
Yeah. And sort of on a similar front, Oppenheimer. A little different.
Yeah, a little kind of behind the scenes thing too. That was, dude, that movie's like psychedelic. It is a little psychedelic.
It is, yeah.
He was a interesting guy.
Yeah, that honestly, sometimes that one, it was kind of hard to track at moments, but I still really enjoyed it.
Vietnam, Thin Red Line, excellent. I think it's got Mel Gibson, I believe, is in that.
Gotcha.
I thought I wrote these down, but
what about The Patriot? Is that a war movie?
we got to get you enshrined in some more.
I'm just throwing stuff out there.
Schindler's List, which is another one that's not like...
Yeah. God dang.
It's not like, guns and tanks and stuff like that, but it's obviously about the Holocaust. I think that probably qualifies.
Yep.
That's an excellent one. I mean, it's long. God, dude, it's so... I think it's like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Like... I've never seen Hacksaw Ridge. I need to watch that. That's why I was just like pulling it up. I've heard that's really good, but I've never seen it.
Tropic Thunder? Sorry.
God. Well, so Inglourious Basterds was one that I was just going to say. So when I was like kind of putting some together, I was like, you see, but it's a comedy, but it's good.
Yeah.
The Bear Jew. That is like the.
I've not seen it.
Oh my gosh!
But I know it exists, obviously, and I get roasted for not having.
Oh
seen
my gosh! You
Bastards.
have to see it.
I know.
God, it's so good.
Yeah.
And their whole thing is like whenever they catch a Nazi, it's like like we're gonna let you go, but like we got to do something. Like it's like we're gonna let you live. But like the trade-off is they engrave like the Nazi symbol on, like everybody needs to know that you were a Nazi at some point. So like we're gonna let you live, but you're gonna live with this the rest of your life, kind of thing.
Oh,
and oh god, it's so good, so good. You've got to watch it like soon.
Maybe that'll be a good winter task. I'm gonna watch a bunch of war movies.
That's what you need. There's so many good ones. I know I'm leaving some off the list. So.
Oh yeah, there's tons. Nice. That was good. That was a nice patio beer segment there.
That was.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for listening. Again, please subscribe, rate, and review the show. Follow us on social media at Back96Pack. Send us a text message. Let us know your favorite war movies, stuff that's actually not that good, What else do we do? Power rankings. Let us know what your favorite adult drinks are as parents. And until next time, cheers.
See ya. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Back 9 Six Pack. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Back 9 Six Pack for all your content needs. We'll see you guys next week. Cheers.